today we're talking about the wheel hexes on the UDR. Now, as standard, they come with a plastic. These are aluminium, or these are metal ones. They come with a plastic one. It's probably one of the weakest parts of the cars. And what you'll find is they overheat, melt, and they then do this to your wheel. This wheel is ruined. So a good upgrade is to put on metal hexes, so you then won't have the problem. This is a good wheel, you won't have a problem with ruining these wheels. But the problem I've found with some of these hexes is they're quite soft, and they actually, the brake disc part bends and twists, which I don't think you see on this one. This one has twisted. So what I've done is I don't use the brake caliper anyway, because that would then fail. I think that's just a naff idea anyway. But what I have done is I've actually cut off the brake disc, as you can see on this one. Very simple job to do. Fortunately, I've actually got a little lathe which I've done that to make it neater, but you can easily do it with just a saw and just a file and just cut that off. You can get hexes which do not have the brake caliper or the brake disc on, which I think, in my opinion, is better. It's one less thing to bend and twist, and these back ones, they are quite exposed, so you get stones, you get hits, so they do twist. One of the other things you can do is you can get different offsets with these hexes. As you can see, this is the standard one. The distance there, it's just the standard amount, whereas this one, that distance from there to there is about 3 or 4 mil more, so the wheel will sit further out on your axle, so it will change the handling of the car. And what you also need to make sure of, though, is when you use these wider offsets, you've got less thread there for your nut to attach onto, so you need to make sure that the nylock part of the nut is in good condition, otherwise you will end up potentially spinning the wheels off. One of the other things that I've found is on these axles you can actually bend these pins slightly, and you can tell when you can't get them out. I mean, this one comes out nice and easily. I know this for a fact because the one on this side, when I did the recent rebuild video, it didn't come off very well and it was actually slightly bent. And what that also does is it puts a burr where the pin goes through, and what you'll find is this one's got a small one, but that bearing comes off. What you will find is the bearing is it's really difficult to get over there. You have to almost knock it off, and that means you've got a small burr on there. And also what you will find is your hex won't always necessarily go on. I mean, this one goes on fine, but you'll find it won't go on quite far enough. So the simple method there is just to put this in the drill, or just some very, very fine sandpaper, just to take this burr off, and it's very little, and you'll find that the bearing just comes off. There is a slight taper on this shaft, so the bearing does need to be a nice tight fit, but it just goes over there easily, and also your hex will fit on nicely. So one upgrade you're going to do, get some metal hexes. That is certainly a must, and I would just use a standard hex with no brake disc on. And I'm now going to, my next job is to machine off this one and put it on with no brake disc. The fronts, I am going to do the fronts as well, but it's not quite so crucial. They're a little bit more protected at the front, so they don't tend to twist or get so much impact damage, but I will do that at some point. So again, I hope that's been successful, been helpful. Please do like, share and subscribe on the videos, and check out our other videos on these cars and other cars, and leave a comment below for any other videos you'd like us to do. Thanks very much.